give me your keys to, if you're going to beat Purdue, if you're going to get with Kevin Keats and say, hey, here's how you beat these guys based upon your roster, right? You can't recreate your roster at this point in time in the season. What do you do?
You do your best. Like, this sounds very simple, but you do your best on Edey. You're not going to be able to stop Edey at this point. We know that. Forget how he's officiated. Forget how everyone complains about it. I can't imagine anything's going to change from that standpoint, because that's not how it's been officiated all year. It would be dumb, in my opinion, to change the way you officiate a certain player in a spotlight like the Final Four when you haven't done that the entire season. Don't change the way you referee Edey. You know he's going to get 30 plus against NC State. I know we all love DJ Burns, but I don't think it's a great matchup for a 7'3" guy who can score with ease shooting over 7-foot players. So I don't even know if DJ Burns will be the right matchup. I don't even think Diarra is the right matchup, and that's kind of who they're going to be rolling with, as we know. So I think you got to stop Braden Smith, and we'll get into that. You let Edey get his, and you make Lance Jones be a superstar. You make others beat you. You get into the time where, when you look at all these great teams in the Final Four, if the stars beat you, it's harder to swallow when the season's over. But at the same time, at least it's like, hey, we lost and Zach Edey played well. If you make Lance Jones and Braden Smith and Mason Gillis off the bench, or Fletcher Lawyer, if they're beating you, you can go home and sleep a little bit better at night if you're making the others beat you. So you let Edey get his, but not to the point. Like, I would start doubling, right? If they hit open threes.
Okay, well, there's a couple things here. I agree. I want to get to Braden Smith in a second, but I think it's interesting. I think the way in which NC State has played recently is not the way they played most of the season, right? And Kevin Keats he's in that Patino family. They like to press into a matchup zone. And I personally think, again, now people forget, like, everybody always, well, why didn't you press? Well, you have to score to press, right? The only coach I've ever heard of at a high level that pressed and missed shots was the late, great Skip Prosser. Everybody else generally presses on score. So you got to score. And so you do have to focus on your offense in order to set your defense. And I think you can press this team because it gets them out of the rhythm. Zoning the team doesn't really help because he still gets that same position and they're really well coached. But I do think there's a look there to where you can zone him and it gives you different bodies. You try and keep Burns out of foul trouble. Middlebrook can be a nuisance, but he's so small in comparison to Edey. I don't know if that helps you as much as DR helps you. But I do think that Braden Smith he's a huge key, huge component. And where you fear for him is when he gets kind of out-athleted as just a sophomore. Now, Michael O'Connell is older, grad transfer from Stanford. He's made a big difference. He's a good defender, but he's not a long, angular kind of freak athlete. But where this team, NC State, has an advantage is over their age and experience, right? All these guys are 4th, 5th, 6-year seniors.